Right now, we're learning more about how two inmates who are still on the loose this morning were able to escape from prison.
Plus, Wisconsin's safer at home order will go on longer than initially planned. We'll tell you about the changes coming with that extension.
And we're just a couple of weeks away from May, but we're still talking snow here in southern Wisconsin. I'll have all the forecast details in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Really? Really? We're talking about snow. Hattie, it's not your fault. Hello, everybody. It's Friday, April 17th. I'm Susan Simon.
I think 2020 just needs to go home.
Wow. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, hey, we're doing as well as can expect it. I'm Josh Bradley. Linshot has the morning off. She's taking a nice long weekend. I think sometimes we all just need a little break from time to time.
Yeah, all is well with Leah. She's just sleeping in this morning. But I think whether you expected it or not, the extension of the stay-at-home order yesterday kind of caught all of us. It's a lot. It's just a lot to process. So I hope everybody out there is doing well this morning.
Yes.
We have some things that'll make you smile.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think that's the important thing is you have to remember even those small things that help us get through this. Remember, we're all in this together.
That's
we're one big family, so we can do it. All right, let's get to the headlines this morning. Two men are still on the loose right now after escaping from a maximum security prison in Portage. We first brought you this story as breaking news yesterday morning here on the show. Right now, police are looking for these two men, James Newman and Thomas Deering. Both have escape convictions for fleeing facilities in the past. The 37 and 46-year-olds are believed to have climbed two security fences at Columbia Correctional Institution early Thursday morning. From there, officials say they took a taxi into Poinette. Columbia County Sheriff Roger Brandner says this is the first escape from the max security prison he can remember in his 30 years working in that area. He says their primary focus now is not only finding the inmates, but ensuring the public's safety.
They've got experience with escape. They got some very serious charges that they're in prison for. I imagine that they are thinking that they don't want to go back, and that's why it's a concern for all of us. That's why we had almost every officer out this morning looking right away and tracking it. That's why we involved the federal agencies, because we want to keep our community safe.
The search for these men was called off as the sun began to set, and it's unclear when the efforts will resume. If you see either Deering or Newman, you're asked to call 911. More information on the investigation is up right now on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
One person is being treated for burns this morning following a fire at a mobile home park in Janesville. Authorities responded to that fire on the 2400 block of Johnson Street just before 5:30 yesterday evening. One mobile home was engulfed in flames, forcing crews to evacuate the entire park. The city's fire captain says the person being treated for their burns was inside the trailer but was able to make it out on their own. The death investigation in Beloit that we first told you about earlier this week is now being called a homicide. Beloit police say the body of 18-year-old Jawan Lehman of Janesville was found on Royce Avenue around 6:30 on Tuesday. They say evidence suggests it was a targeted homicide. On Wednesday, police say the crime did not happen in Beloit. They're now working with the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department in Illinois in the investigation. The two 18-year-olds facing murder charges in the deaths of a Madison doctor and her husband had their first court appearance in court via video call yesterday. The court entered not guilty pleas on behalf of Kari Sanford and Elijah LaRue. The two are accused in the deaths of Dr. Beth Potter and Robin Kari. Their bodies were found in the UW Arboretum on March 31st.
Time right now is 6:03. Wisconsin's safer at home order will now carry on until May 26th. That's the day after Memorial Day. Governor Evers announced that decision yesterday, pushing it about a month longer than the original end date, which was to be a week from today. Without a specific plan for reopening the state, the governor is facing criticism from Republicans in the Senate and Assembly. In a joint statement, Speaker Robin Vos and Majority Leader Jim Steineke say that Safer at Home's main goal was to flatten the curve, which they say has been done. Other lawmakers are even calling for DHS Secretary-designee Andrea Palm to be fired. During the governor's address, he announced new flexibilities for some businesses and an update to how outdoor activities will be handled moving forward, including golf courses. Starting April 24th, local golf courses will be able to reopen with restrictions. Clubhouses, locker rooms, and pro shops still have to stay closed, but tee times can be made over the phone.
It's not all good news, unfortunately, for golf fans. However, the AmFam Championship and all of the events during that week are no longer postponed. They are now canceled. The tournament made that call yesterday afternoon, but there was some good to come out of this in the form of $2.8 million back to those in need.
In partnership with the American Family Insurance Company, we are going to donate $2.8 million. $1 million going to the American Family Children's Hospital, $800,000 going back to the local charities that we supported at last year's event.
Way to go, Steve Stricker. That is awesome. The remaining $1 million, they say, will go toward COVID-19 relief efforts here in Wisconsin. And you have the option to help as well. If you bought tickets to the tournament, you can turn them into a donation, get a refund, or you can save them and use them for next year's AmFam Championship. Mark your calendars. Something to look forward to. It will be held June 5th through the 13th.
This year's CrossFit Games will also no longer be held in Madison. According to the organization, they're trying to move the event to California and will not feature fans due to the coronavirus. It's also evaluating options for a virtual competition. They said in a statement that it is focusing on moving to Aromas, California, which is the original home of the CrossFit Games. They have been held at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison since 2017.
It's 5 after 6. It's never a good thing when the radar is the color of Hattie's dress. But maybe that means the good thing is, Hattie, it'll just keep us all inside, and that's what we have to do.
That is true. Mother Nature's been doing a great job of keeping us inside so far this week. Take a look at the winter weather bulletins that we have in effect for parts of the upper Midwest. No bulletins here in southern Wisconsin. It is a near miss for us with this latest storm. Take a look at Doppler track this morning. You can see we are at the northern fringes of that precipitation here in southern Wisconsin. Some rain and thunderstorm activity to the south. Now, again, not likely that we're going to see a lot of snow here in southern Wisconsin. The air is still very dry, but we have had some reports of flurries in Monroe. Janesville, it's actually warm enough that the precipitation is falling in the form of rain right now. But there may be a little bit of light snow occurring sometime soon in Platteville or even up towards Mineral Point this morning. Visibility we can use to look at where it might be falling or actually reaching the ground. Visibility is down to 2 miles in Janesville and Monroe, so a good indication that there is some precipitation occurring there. Temperatures are close to the freezing point. Here's what it looks like in Platteville. Still looking pretty dry there at this hour. The risk for precipitation really just lasting for another hour or two till about 8 o'clock this morning, and then things dry out for the remainder of the day. We're 34 here in Madison, only 29 in the Dells, but 34 in Mineral Point as well as Janesville. Prairie du Chien, one of the warmer spots at 35 this morning. Winds are calm though, so no wind chill to factor in this morning. Take a look at our future track forecast model. Has a great handle on this particular storm. Again, moving the snow out of the area very quickly this morning. As we go through the rest of the morning, look for those clouds to begin to break up to our north and west. Temperatures will be climbing into the 40s, close to 50 degrees with partly sunny skies later on this afternoon. Just an outside chance for a few sprinkles during the afternoon hours. Skies then continue to clear overnight, and that sets us up for a lot of sunshine. Saturday's forecast, mostly sunny skies, 59 for the high, so significantly warmer. It will be windy as well. That extended forecast has a nice stretch of 60s in our area. Starting on Monday, we're in the low 60s and looks like we'll stay there all week.
That is going to feel so good.
Like a reward.
It really is. I think that's the news we needed right now. All right, 6:08 right now. Governor Evers' extension of the Safer at Home order does allow non-essential businesses to keep up basic operations.
So what that means is things like takeout and delivery can continue, but a lot of people are questioning if it's safe to order their favorite food. Everybody, of course, wants to support our local restaurants. Christina Laurie joins us live from her home this morning with what the experts are saying about this. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Susan. You're exactly right. Supporting local businesses is as important now as ever. And the good news is that the USDA, the CDC, and the FDA all agree that there's no evidence that the virus is transmitted through food or food packaging. So it is still safe to order out, but I talked to a virologist from the UW-Madison who says the thing you should be concerned about is how you're getting your food. You'll want to call the restaurant ahead of time to see if you can pay over the phone or online to avoid using cash or having someone else touch your credit card. If you're driving to the restaurant to pick up food yourself, ask if that restaurant offers curbside pickup. Most places right now in Madison do. So many, in fact, that the city is designating special lanes in front of downtown restaurants, especially those around the Capitol Square, which can typically be hard to get to. If you're getting your food delivered, ask about what the restaurant is doing to protect its delivery person. The less interaction, the better. Here in Madison, you can call the restaurant or its delivery service, especially if they use Eat Street or a Grubhub, and get in contact with your delivery driver. That way you can talk to them and figure out the best way to drop your food off, which might mean just leaving it on your porch or in your apartment building's lobby and texting you that it is there. If you're ordering out to support local businesses, there are specific things you can do. You can order, in fact, to help them out even more during this tough time. I'll talk more about those ahead at 5:30. And something also to point out, if you are paying online ahead of time, make sure you're putting in a tip in there. You don't want to have to be shelling out cash to your delivery driver, but it's also really important to leave them a good tip amid all that's going on.
Yeah, that is for sure. They need our help now more than ever, as you said. Christina, thank you so much.
All right, 10 minutes past 6 o'clock right now. Let's take a look at traffic. Everything pretty quiet on a Friday, as it should be, with everyone staying at home. A closer look at Dane County right now. You shouldn't come across any issues as far as it goes on the roads. 25 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline. Looks like average speeds moving around 72 miles an hour. 16 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and 9 minutes from Sun Prairie to downtown. All right, still ahead for us on this Friday morning. We'll tell you how one challenge trending on social media right now could be used to steal your personal information.
And we're taking a look at how hospitals are working to ensure the safety of expectant mothers. It's 6:11 right now. Good to have you on board with us on this Friday morning, everybody. Hope you're well. Watching this morning with your cup of coffee on your couch. News 3 Now this morning will be right back right after this.
During these challenging times, many Habitat homeowners are hard at work on the front lines. Others have lost their jobs. Please consider making a donation to ease their financial burden and help us bring stability to families in our community.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. And with great deals available, there's never been a better time to buy at your local dealership. To find the dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. For a hand up and help with your utility bills now during these difficult times, contact the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
Getting meals to go from Hy-Vee is even easier with the new Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go website and curbside pickup. Just order delicious meals online and get no contact pickup. Choose from Chinese, sushi, fried chicken, lasagna, enchiladas, burgers, pizza, many of your favorite sides, and more. Just order online at Hy-Vee.com/mealtime. Then park in a designated mealtime spot and we'll bring your order out. Feed your family for less and order Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go today.
Together, we can do this. Our spirit is what unites us. It is what bonds us and reminds us we are all one. Which is why if you need a vehicle during this time, we are offering 0% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days. And the ability to shop and buy from the safety of your home. Better days are ahead, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram will help you drive forward.
Josh had a great smile and lots of personality, and everybody loved him. He was very sick and in the hospital for a very long time. He was just another number in that group home.
Basically, they gave him a death sentence.
The minute I met Matt, I knew that something good was going to come out of this for Josh.
And Bowler and Vaughn are great people.
To me, it doesn't seem like a law firm. It seems more like a family.
Welcome back at 6:14. The number of people applying for unemployment continues to rise this morning. Another 5.2 million workers filed for their first week of unemployment benefits last week, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Since March 14th, 22 million Americans have filed jobless claims. That's roughly 13.5% of the labor force. Now, this comes as the UW system regents say they're taking the first steps toward furloughing employees. Officials last week estimated they'll lose $170 million for the spring semester alone through refunds for on-campus parking, dining, and housing services, among other things.
With the constant changes now to everyday life during this pandemic, anxiety is way up for a lot of us. Prescriptions for anti-anxiety medications were up 34% in mid-March. That's according to a new report from a pharmacy benefit manager. The timing roughly coincides with states starting to impose stay-at-home orders. The increase in usage was almost twice as high for women as it was for men. It's the opposite of the pattern over the last 5 years, where the use of anti-anxiety medications was actually dropping more than 12%. And some of that anxiety is coming from expecting mothers who, as you can understand, are very nervous about the safety of giving birth in a hospital right now. Unity Point Health Meritor, UW Health, and SSM Health say they know tensions are high, but they're reassuring soon-to-be moms they're taking lots of safety precautions. All visitors are screened with a temperature check before they're allowed into the hospital, and only one visitor is allowed to accompany mom when they're in labor. Hospitals are also following CDC guidelines for cleaning and proper use of PPE.
We are really doing everything we can to make the hospital still be the safest place that you can have your baby. We feel strongly that we can still provide that safe environment, and that our moms will still be supported during their labors and births.
If any mothers in labor are identified as having a potential exposure to COVID-19, SSM Health has dedicated a wing of the labor and delivery unit to keep them isolated. Expectant mothers are encouraged, of course, to contact their doctor or midwife to talk about any concerns before delivery.
Almost 6:17. Severe Weather Awareness Week continues, and Hattie's given us some more lessons this morning.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up this Friday morning talking a little bit about flash flooding, which is a very real threat here in southern Wisconsin. We've had several instances of that in the last couple of years. So be prepared ahead of time. That's the best time to make some of these plans. And you need to think about whether or not you may need to evacuate. Be prepared if it becomes necessary to evacuate your family. The old saying is so true. Turn around, don't drown. Never drive on a flooded road. You don't know if that road even exists below the floodwaters. Of course, don't play or swim in floodwaters. And then finally, use caution if you're returning back to a flood-damaged building. There may be other hazards lurking in that building. So just a few things to keep in mind as we transition to warmer weather. But it's kind of odd talking about snow this morning right after some severe weather tips. We do have some light snow falling across parts of far southern Wisconsin. Little to no snow accumulation is expected, and this snow is going to wind down pretty quickly within the next couple of hours. Temperatures are generally in the low to mid 30s this morning, especially from Madison down to the state line. North of Dane County, temperatures are in the 20s. Temps today will climb back into the 40s this afternoon, so the second day in a row. We will climb to highs in the upper 40s later on today, with some clearing expected as well. So that is the good news. We'll see some sunshine later on today, and it'll be a little bit warmer. Coming up, we're looking ahead to the weekend forecast. There are a few raindrops in the forecast, but I don't think they are going to alter your plans at all. Should be plenty of time to get outside this weekend.
All right, Hattie, thank you. New information this morning. According to a cybersecurity official with the FBI, foreign hackers have infiltrated the research of companies studying possible treatments for COVID-19. A deputy assistant assistant director with the Bureau, says the primary targets of these hacks are groups that have publicly identified themselves as working on research related to the virus. According to Reuters, the FBI is unsure at this time what information the hackers were exactly after. The FBI also has not identified which countries were responsible and which companies were targeted. What has been a trend lately on social media? People posting old senior photos of themselves in solidarity with current seniors who won't get to finish out their final year of high school or college. While it's a nice gesture, the BBB says the post could help potential hackers.
Without really thinking about it, you might be divulging sensitive information, which a lot of people don't think about as sensitive, but when taken into a different context, it can be used for other unsavory items.
The Better Business Bureau says scammers or hackers who could potentially use the name of your high school and graduation year, which are common online security questions. They could do additional internet research and reveal more information about you, such as family members, your full date, birth date, or where you live.
Facebook is also working to spread more positivity. Instead of just giving a smiley face or a thumbs up to react on the social media platform, you can now use this. It's a new way to show your friends and family support during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's called the care reaction. It's a smiley face hugging a heart. That's very nice. The new reaction, by the way, is available now on Facebook and Facebook Messenger. I think I'm going to be using that a lot.
Me too. It kind of makes you feel warm. I've been wanting a hug and just so bad for the longest time, so I like that one. All right, 20 minutes past 6 o'clock, and just ahead, we'll have the winners of yesterday's Safe at Home Challenge and look ahead to this weekend's challenge.
And in our next half hour, we're learning more about how Governor Evers is planning to work with other states to coordinate reopening our state when the extended Safer at Home order ends. It's 20 after 6. Everybody, good to have you aboard on this Friday morning. We'll be right back.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. Attention e-cigarette users. The use of e-cigarette vaping devices such as Juul has been linked to serious health effects, especially in teens and young adults. If you or your child used a vaping device and suffered lung damage, seizures, nicotine poisoning, addiction, or any other serious health problem, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-800-624-9726. That's 1-800-624-9726.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
For almost 50 years, we've built trust within our communities by making customer delight our top priority. That trust allows us to improve lives one home at a time. During this challenging time, we want to make sure your needs are being met without stress by offering 2-for-1 windows with no interest and no payments for 1 year. So go ahead, visit us online, or call now from the comfort of home.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
We live here, just like you. We have families, friends, and neighbors we care about, just like you. Since 1930, Grand Appliance has supported our local communities, and we aren't stopping now. We're open to serve you and offering an extra 5% off most purchases during these uncertain times. Visit our website day or night, where we've expanded live chat, email, and phone support. We'll deliver curbside, drop off at your front door, or deliver and install. We are Grand Appliance and TV.
The OBGYN team at Associated Physicians wants you to know that we are here to focus on you. Call us for an appointment today at 233-9746.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering current Chevy owners OnStar Crisis Assist services and complimentary Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available. It's just our way of doing our part.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Welcome back, everyone, at 6:24. Time to take a look at some of our entries from yesterday's Safe at Home Challenge. Each day, we're putting out a challenge to give you and your family a little extra something to do with all of this extra time you have at home. We asked you to show off your cookie decorating skills. I think I'm going to be hungry after this one. Here's a few of our favorites.
I certainly will be hungry as well. We've got a few of bunnies, and it looks like that one there on the left has enough sprinkles to share with the others.
That one's mine.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I like the sprinkle bunny, too.
Another runner-up this morning, some fantastic Easter cookies.
Wow.
Look at those details. Now, that took some time.
I would like to take a class and learn how to do that.
That would be so much fun.
Those are almost too pretty to eat, but you know we'd snarf them right up.
That's the problem. I don't know if I would ever have the patience to be able to do that without eating them first.
They are just beautiful. And here is this morning's winner. It's one big cookie. Oh, this is so sweet. It says, "We're all in this together."
I love positive messages like that.
Even a little dog on the bottom.
Look at that.
Oh,
that's a big cookie, too.
Congratulations to today's winner. You are about to get a gift card to a local business. It's on the way to you right now.
I love that.
All right, now here's a look at tomorrow's challenge. We're asking you and the kids to show us your best Lego or building block creation.
Oh, that's a good one.
Especially for the weekend.
You have all weekend to work on it. Whose is this one? Is this already? Do we already have a little entry in there just to get you inspired?
Oh,
teaser.
Just a teaser? Yeah. And actually, if you're enjoying this, it looks like it's going to continue now for another month.
Probably longer than we wanted to, but at least we're having some fun along with it.
Yeah, we certainly are. Go to our website, channel3000.com/safeathome to send in your submissions.
All right, we want to get into our pet walk picture this morning. Show you this cutie from Mount Horeb. This is Sam. Probably a good idea to have the jacket on this morning, Sam. Not likely to see much snow in Mount Horeb, but south of the area, it is definitely a possibility. We do have some snow sticking to the ground across parts of southern Wisconsin this morning.
All right, stay with us, everyone. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Deere season is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your super size Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months or $155 per month on a John Deere 1025R. Get a John Deere now during deer season and powered up with Sloan.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. As part of your community, we're here to help you during these challenging times.
Keeping your Toyota safe and reliable is important, especially right now. Many of our service centers are open. Schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact. Need to replace your old vehicle? Most Toyota dealers offer online shopping and will defer your first payment for 90 days.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep protecting what's most important. Keep hopeful in the face of all this. Keep believing. Keep being strong. Keep supporting the people on the front line. Keep staying together while staying apart. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. American Family Insurance is mailing our personal auto insurance customers a premium relief payment to help them keep going. We'll keep being here when you need us.
I'm Joanne Jenkins with AARP. The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected at aarp.org/coronavirus.
Help is what we've always given. So thank you to our helpers at BMO and beyond. Thank you to the healers, the fighters, the all-nighters, the cleaners, the movers, the 18-wheelers. Thank you to the farmers, the grocers, the above and beyonders. Thank you to all the frontliners for keeping our lives moving when the world needs to stop.
During times like these, it's important to stay connected.
The new normal isn't normal at all.
But just because we're apart
doesn't mean we're alone.
We can reach out to old friends.
Remind our family that we love them.
Stay on top of business, even if it isn't business as usual.
Because we are resilient.
No matter how much distance is between us, we will never let you lose your connection.
US Cellular has a network you can count on, which means you can do anything, even make a commercial. US Cellular.
Deere season is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your super size Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months or $155 per month on a John Deere 1025R. Get a John Deere now during deer season and powered up with Sloan.
Right now, about 24 hours after they escaped, 2 inmates are still on the loose this morning. We have the latest details on the search.
And we're midway through April, but unfortunately, we're still talking snow this morning. I'll tell you how long this snow is going to last and what that weekend forecast looks like coming up in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Oh boy, there is snow on the ground in Monroe this morning. Somebody just sent us a picture. All we can do is control what we can control, right, everybody? We can't control the weather. We can't control the stay-at-home order being extended. We just gotta take it one day at a time, right?
We can control the smile on our face, right? Even if it's fake it until you make it.
That's right. It's Friday, April 17th. It is so good to have you with us. Hope everybody is doing as well as can be expected. I'm Susan Simon.
And I'm Josh Brighter. Lee Linscheid has the morning off today, so it's the Susan and Josh show. One last day here.
One last day. Leah, by the way, is all is well with her. She's just sleeping in and getting a little bit of a longer weekend because we don't want people to get concerned, which is understandable. It happens now. So
yeah.
Everything's good. She'll be back on Monday.
You just need a little extra time with everything right now, too.
Yeah, we all do.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
All right, one last air fist bump before we get this half hour started, Susan.
Yes.
We'll get those. We'll have more a little bit about that news here in just a little bit. But first, let's get to the headlines this morning. Nearly 24 hours after they escaped, several agencies are still working to find 2 Columbia Correctional Institute inmates this morning. The search for Thomas Deering and James Newman had to be put on hold overnight when it started to get dark. We've been in touch with dispatchers all morning and say they have no information on when that search could pick back up. Officials believe Deering and Newman climbed 2 security fences at the prison in Portage before grabbing a cab to Poynette. Multiple agencies also helped search an area outside of Lodi yesterday, but came up empty. Columbia County Sheriff Roger Brandner doesn't know exactly where the 2 are headed, but say they're believed to be headed south.
We're working with CCI staff. We're working with the federal agencies to try to find out exactly what happened, who was involved, and how they got out of the prison.
Now here's a look at them right now. If you see either Deering or Newman, you're asked to call 911. Authorities say the Columbia Correctional Institution is cooperating fully with the investigation. You can find everything you need to know up right now on channel3000.com.
President Trump says some states could start reopening businesses before his administration's April 30th social distancing guidance. But as you know, Wisconsin is joining at least 17 other states in extending beyond that deadline. Wisconsin will be under a slightly altered safer at home order through Memorial Day and most of May. During this time, non-essential businesses will be able to do minimum basic operations. What that means is things like deliveries, mailings, and curbside pickup. This includes public libraries, which will now be able to do curbside pickup of books and other library materials. The extension will run about a month longer than Governor Evers' initial order, which was expected to end a week from today. Governor Evers says he will work with 6 other Midwestern governors to coordinate reopening plans. Wisconsin will join Michigan, Ohio, Minnesota, Illinois, and Kentucky to zero in on at least 4 factors when considering reopening state economies. They'll look at the rate of new infections and hospitalizations, their ability to test and trace the virus, their healthcare capacity to handle a possible resurgence, and social distancing measures in the workplace. The Midwest region follows the coasts in making alliances. On the East Coast, governors of New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island will all work together to coordinate their decisions. And on the West Coast, California, Oregon, and Washington will build their plan together. Time reports that both groups of states say they'll put the health of their residents first and let science guide their decisions.
Governor Evers' decision to extend Wisconsin's safer-at-home order is being met with both praise and pushback. Those against the order are planning a rally at the state capitol on April 24th, the end date of the original order. A group called #ReopenWisconsin is hosting that. Their Facebook page says they're a community of like-minded individuals who value freedom, want liberty, and honor the Constitution. More than 2,000 people have RSVP'd to the group's Facebook event already, and nearly 10,000 are interested. Wisconsin won't be the first state to see a protest like that. Hundreds of people in several states have already been staging rallies in hopes of reopening the economy. People in Minnesota, Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Texas all held protests yesterday. They all want non-essential businesses open again so people can go back to work.
The extended measure now means that in-person classes are now canceled for the rest of the school year statewide. Local school districts say they'll continue to use virtual learning for the rest of the year. Madison's interim superintendent, Dr. Jane Belmore, acknowledges that the governor's decision is in the best interest of students, families, and staff. She says even though the district appreciates and supports the decision, she says it's also very sad news for the school community. She mentioned the important personal connections between students and staff have been cut short, and also said the graduating class has had to sacrifice a lot.
6:35 right now. Hattie McLean is here with what in the world?
Really, Hattie? Really?
Hey, I can't make this stuff up. Dennis sent this in just a couple of minutes ago. He lives about 5 miles south of Monroe. Take a look. Snow definitely sticking on the ground there in southern Wisconsin. So not a nice sight to wake up to this morning. Here's, by contrast, the view in Platteville, right on the state line as well. No snow falling right now in Platteville. On the radar map, you can see that there is some snow showing up. A lot of this snow that we see west of Madison probably not hitting the ground. The air is still very dry here across southern Wisconsin, so it's not as bad as it looks, but snow is falling in Monroe. Janesville now has transitioned from light rain to light snow as well. So there is some snow this morning. Temperatures are close to the freezing point. That may make some slippery spots on the road. Luckily, not a lot of people are going many places this morning. Here's a look at what's happening. The storm system responsible for this snow is tracking across Missouri and central Illinois over the next couple of hours. So this snow threat for southern Wisconsin is going to wind down pretty quickly today. We're on the far northern fringes of this system. To the north, temperatures are generally in the 20s and low 30s, with the exception of International Falls, down to 14 this morning, often referred to as the icebox of the U.S. Here's a little closer look at southern Wisconsin. We're in the 30s, 34 here in Madison, 34 in Janesville with snow falling, 34 in Mineral Point. Prairie du Chien is down to 34 as well. Not much of a wind chill to factor in this morning, and our westerly winds will be a little lighter today. Future track shows that any snow moves out of the area pretty quickly. For the rest of the morning, just mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be a little slow to warm up with those clouds, but this afternoon as the clouds begin to break up, we should climb through the 40s. Real close to 50 later on today. Skies will continue to clear overnight tonight. We'll be down into the 30s tomorrow morning. Here's a look at that extended forecast. Let's cross our fingers that this is the last time I have to talk about snow. At least in that 10-day forecast, we have temperatures that are much more comfortable, 50s and even 60s in the forecast.
Oh, those 60s are going to feel good.
That is good news. And hey, maybe it just helps to keep everybody inside. You know, sometimes when the weather is beautiful and perfect, it's even more painful.
That's true.
To not be able to do things. So
Mother Nature's sure doing her part.
she certainly is. All right, Hattie, thank you.
Hattie, thank you. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic. And we do have a traffic alert to talk about right now. This just into the traffic center. There is a disabled semi on I-39 northbound near McFarland. It's due to obviously that disabled semi truck. So the right lane is blocked right now. So you're going to want to pay attention to that as you're heading up north from Janesville. Again, right now, still 25 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline. So not too many issues out there on the roads.
Well, a tough time for the local restaurant industry just got even even tougher. Businesses statewide only offer takeout and delivery options, as you know.
Yeah, before you place an order, there are a few things you should know about. Christina Laurie is live from her home to explain. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Josh and Susan. Many people are ordering out nowadays to save themselves a trip to the grocery store while also helping their favorite local businesses. But there are a few things you should keep in mind before placing your order online. If one of the main reasons you're choosing to order out is to help a local business, make sure to call them and ask what food is easiest for them to make right now. Some restaurants are having trouble getting certain ingredients and are working with a limited staff. You should also consider ordering in bulk to limit interactions with other people. By bulking up and freezing leftover food, you're giving a boost to local restaurants while limiting some of the transactions required around getting you that food. The CDC, USDA, and FDA all agree this virus is not transmitted through food, but they say because it's transmitted from person to person, you just can't be too careful when it comes to how you're getting the food you order to you. The good thing about this virus is that it's very fragile. It's destroyed by heat. It's destroyed even by basic cleaners and soaps and detergents. So if you're worried your food is somehow carrying the virus, just throw it in the oven or the microwave for a couple of minutes. If you're refrigerating or freezing, you will want to be more careful because right now researchers believe the virus can last up to 2 years in your freezer. Josh and Susan.
All right, Christina Laurie, I know I'm planning my takeout menu for the weekend, so some good tips there. Live from her home. Christina, thank you. Every day, we're sharing stories of people making a difference in our community during this tough time.
Today, we want to introduce you to a Wanakee couple. They're celebrating a milestone in their marriage that they will never forget.
Yeah, take a look at this. Unity Point Health Meriter Hospital says Cheryl and Jeff Poole were discharged together after successfully beating the coronavirus. Cheryl was admitted almost a month ago on March 18th and was the hospital's first patient who required a ventilator. Her husband Jeff was admitted to the ICU a few days later and was also put on one. The entire hospital lined the hallway to celebrate the couple as they left together.
People saying, you know, this is a fake, this is this. It's not fake.
It's not.
She almost died, I almost died.
Getting goosebumps watching this. The Pools now join more than 25 other patients who have successfully been discharged from Meriter after beating COVID-19.
Anybody else out there need a tissue right about now?
Oh my, yeah.
This is one of the most beautiful pieces of video I have seen while I've been filling in on the morning show. Look, that must be the entire hospital.
I was going to say that's got to be at least 100 people lining that hallway.
And this really hits home, doesn't it? I mean, I think sometimes some of us may be in a little bit of denial about how serious this is.
Yeah.
You look at what a close call Cheryl and Jeff had, and what a beautiful send-off. Cheryl and Jeff, continued good health, be well. I think everyone watching this morning is sending all of their love and support your way. That is just amazing.
Thank you to all of our healthcare workers, those at the front line. We could not do it without you for sure.
6:41 right now, everybody. We'll be right back.
Garden mats eliminate 90% of the time spent working in the garden and increase a garden's productivity by 10 to 20%. Garden mats let air and water through, but block sunlight. The pre-measured holes make planting a breeze. We help people grow 100% organic vegetables, weed-free. Garden mats give us our summers back to do the things we love. Go to gardenmats.com.
You love your business. Every day, you coddle it, pamper it. Maybe the growing pains were hard, but you put everything into it, nurtured it, and fed it so it would grow. It's only natural that you'd want to protect it with the right insurance. Pamper your business with a policy from Westband and wrap it in the cozy warmth of the silver lining.
Toro's Time Cutter HD and Titan HD zero-turn mowers. Comfortable with the innovative MyRide suspension system and high-back suspension seats. Powerful with commercial-grade engines. Heavy-duty, built to tackle tough terrain while providing Toro's professional quality of cut. Versatile, so you can get more done on or off the mower. Toro's Time Cutter HD and Titan HD zero-turn mowers. Count on it.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
For almost 50 years, we've built trust within our communities by making customer delight our top priority.
That trust allows us to improve lives one home at a time. During this challenging time, we want to make sure your needs are being met without stress by offering 2-for-1 windows with no interest and no payments for 1 year. So go ahead, visit us online, or call now from the comfort of home.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
When it comes to beautiful hair, why are we always shown the same thing? Where's my bounce?
My glamour.
My fire. All hair is beautiful. Dove conditioners are formulated with custom conditioning levels. Find the Dove conditioner that's right for you.
If your gums bleed when you brush, you may have gingivitis, and the clock could be ticking towards bad breath, receding gums, and possibly tooth loss. Help turn back the clock on gingivitis with Parodontax. Leave bleeding gums behind. Parodontax.
The COVID-19 crisis has hit Madison's restaurant industry hard, and they need our help. That's why News 3 Now, Channel 3000, and Madison Magazine are partnering with Kesnick's, asking you to donate to the SOS fundraiser. 100% of your financial gift will help local restaurant employees stay in their homes and provide for their families. Go to Kesnick's SOS Fund on the GoFundMe page to contribute and help us keep Madison the vibrant foodie destination we all know and love.
All right, on News 3 Now this morning, we've been thanking everyone in our community who has been making a difference and keeping everyone safe during the pandemic.
Today, we want to give a very special shout out to our own Susan Simon. Today is Susan's last morning with us. About a month ago, we brought her in to the morning show to help us move into this new role, tracking the incredible changes we continue to see every day. And we think it's been so important that we're making my role permanent, and I'm super excited. So to make that happen, we're adding a new face to our team starting next week so I can keep bringing you this latest information you need. Chris Stanford will be joining us on the anchor team.
And if you're wondering, he grew up in Stevens Point, but his career has taken him all over the U.S. He's most recently been working as an anchor in Oklahoma City, but he's excited to move back to Wisconsin, closer to family. And we're so excited to have him join our News 3 Now team.
Yeah, that gives Susan a chance to get back to sleeping again over the overnight hours of bringing great interviews and discussions to our Live at 4 and 5 o'clock broadcast, where our viewers keep telling us they miss her.
Oh, that's really
nice. It's a lot of change here in the morning, but we're excited about the opportunities it creates for us to really set you up with the absolute latest information you need before you head out the door once we finally get back to heading out the door.
That's right. So we want to say thank you to Susan for joining us during this time. We so appreciated your calming presence during this time of uncertainty, and we know that our viewers did too.
Hey, this is what friends are for, right? We're family. We're all in this together. How many times have we said that? I have loved the color coordination every morning. Every afternoon, I look forward to Josh and Leah's text from Hattie too about what's the color for the next day. Think I can get Mark Kane to do this on Live at 4? I don't know. We'll see. But speaking of Live at 4, we're going to have the first interview with our new morning anchor, Chris Stanford, on Monday afternoon. We're looking forward to welcoming him to Madison. This is an exciting time for you guys.
This is going to be fun.
And I was happy to be here to help pass the baton a little bit. Hopefully Chris is not watching your forecast this morning, Hattie, although he's a Wisconsin kid. He knows how it goes. He can roll with it.
Better next week.
Right. Yeah, we hope you can join us on Tuesday morning to meet Chris here on the show. Like Susan said, you can meet him on Live at 4 on Monday, and then he'll be here sitting next to Leah, Hattie, and I starting on Wednesday. So
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Excited. We're going to miss you too. This has been so much fun.
I'm not going far, just across the newsroom.
We'll see you as we're heading out the door every day.
Yeah, meet you at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
All right, Hattie's here now with the first look at the forecast here, and it's a snowy one in parts of the viewing area this morning.
I know. Can we just fast forward a couple of hours to later on today? We don't have any snow here in Madison, but we definitely have the clouds from this system this morning. Here's a look at the radar map early today. We do have some patchy areas of snow just in far southern Wisconsin. It is sticking to the ground south of Monroe. We have a picture of that as proof. Temperatures, though, are a little warmer this morning, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer in most spots. We're in the 30s in many locations. Now, here's a look at our temperatures over the next 12 hours today. We'll climb through the 30s into the low 40s by lunchtime. Our highs, with some sunshine later on today, should be closer to 50 degrees. We do have a nice forecast coming up for the weekend. Haven't had to make too many changes, which is always good news.
Hattie, thank you.
It's 6:47 right now. Coming up in the morning sprint, how the gig economy and self-employed workers fit into the CARES Act.
But first, it is April 17th, and we want to say happy birthday to Lainey and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Growing up, your memories may have included reading your favorite book before bed. For many, this is where the joy of reading starts.
At Bella Domicile, we want every child to experience that joy.
And it's Madison Reading Project's mission to make sure that all children have that same opportunity.
Please donate to help us provide 40,000 books to children and help sustain our Big Red Reading Bus.
For more information, visit MadisonReadingProject.com.
Brought to you by Bella Domicile and United Madison.
Here at Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that your lawn should be a place where memories are made, a source of pride, relaxation, and fun for the whole family. That's why we proudly offer a child and pet-friendly program, so you can enjoy a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn without sacrificing peace of mind.
Our program offers effective, targeted weed control, and our golf course quality fertilizer creates a beautiful outdoor space. Don't your kids and grandkids deserve a Weedman lawn? Trust the lawn care experts. Trust Weedman.
This is a chapter in our lives that we have never experienced. It is serious, it is scary, and we know you're worried, but we're here for you. If you have questions or don't know what to believe, trust us. Because News 3 Now is on the ground, talking to experts every day, dispelling rumors, delivering facts, and finding inspiration in the heroes all around us. We'll get through this, just like we always have, together.
When you think Honda, think Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
It is 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start with the latest on the search for 2 missing inmates this morning. It's now been just over 24 hours since Thomas Deering and James Newman escaped the Columbia Correctional Institution, and the 2 inmates are still on the loose. Police think they climbed 2 security fences at the prison in Portage before grabbing a cab in Poynette. They're still trying to figure out where they went from there. Police paused their search last night when it started to get dark. The dispatchers say they have no information on when the search would pick back up. Here's a look at them right now. If you see either Deering or Newman, call 911. Authorities say the Columbia Correctional Institution is fully cooperating with the investigation. Look for updates to the story on channel3000.com.
Safer at Home is working, folks, and it's because of all of you that we are where we are today.
Governor Evers is extending his Safer at Home order by nearly a month. He says in the first 3 weeks of the original order, data shows the state saved anywhere between 300 and 1,400 lives. The extension is set to expire on May 26th. Governor Evers is joining governors of 6 other Midwestern states to coordinate plans for reopening. They'll look at the rate of new infections and hospitalizations, their ability to test and trace the virus, their health care capacity overall to handle a possible resurgence, and social distancing measures in the workplace.
Those against the governor's order are planning a rally at the state capitol on April 24th, the end date of the original order. That's 1 week from today. A group called #ReopenWisconsin is hosting. Their Facebook page says they're a community of like-minded individuals who value freedom, want liberty, and honor the Constitution. More than 2,000 people have RSVP'd to the group's Facebook event, and nearly 10,000 are interested. Wisconsin won't be be the first state to see a protest like that. Hundreds of people in several states have already been staging rallies in hopes of reopening the economy. People in Minnesota, Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio, also Texas, all held protests yesterday. They all want non-essential businesses open again so people can go back to work.
The extended measure now means that in-person classes are now canceled for the rest of the school year statewide. Local school districts say they'll continue to use virtual learning for the rest of the year. Madison's interim superintendent, Dr. Jane Belmore, acknowledges that the governor's decision is in the best interest of students, families, and staff. But she says it's also very sad news for the school community. Wisconsin districts aren't the only ones having to stay online. A publication called Education Week is tracking school closures nationwide. Their latest count as of last night shows 26 states, representing about half of U.S. public school students, will be closed for the rest of the school year.
We have an update to last night's breaking news just into the newsroom on a mobile home fire in Janesville. The Janesville Fire Department says that home is a total loss. It happened just before 5:30 last night. All of the residents in the park were ordered to evacuate as a precaution. Only one person lived in that home, and they were able to escape. They're being treated for burn injuries on their hand and face at Mercy Hospital. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Many people are ordering in during this pandemic, and while the food itself isn't likely a danger, the real threat comes during delivery interaction. Virologists recommend taking extra precautions when ordering out. Call ahead of time and ask how workers at the restaurants are social distancing. Pay over the phone or online to minimize face-to-face interactions, and ask for the delivery driver's phone number so you can call or text them information on where to leave your food. Taking these extra steps may seem extreme or odd at first, but they're important to keep your family and essential local business employees safe.
Christina, thank you. The DNC's host committee in Milwaukee is cutting more than half of its staff from 31 to 14. The 2020 host committee recruits volunteers, raises money, and organizes venues for convention activities. The Democratic convention has already been postponed until August because of the pandemic. Joe Biden, who will likely be the Democratic nominee, has said the party might need to hold a virtual convention.
Gig economy workers and other self-employed people don't usually qualify for unemployment benefits when they lose their jobs, but that's no longer the case. Under the CARES Act, NPR reports they can get coverage on a temporary basis if the reason for unemployment is because of the pandemic. And non-citizen green card holders are also eligible for benefits if they have legal work authorization.
After more than 200 days in space, a team of astronauts is back on a much different Earth than how they left it. The crew took off in September, long before the coronavirus was discovered. A Russian cosmonaut and his two NASA crewmates undocked the International Space Station and landed in Kazakhstan this morning. Because of the virus, they'll have to extend the social isolation they were hoping to end back on solid ground.
And we are still dealing with some light snow in far southern Wisconsin. Places like Monroe and Janesville have been seeing those snowflakes actually hitting the ground. The snow isn't going to last very long, though. By 8 o'clock, it's already out of here, and the rest of the day will be dry. Our high today is 49 degrees, with mostly cloudy skies this morning. Some clearing is expected late today. That'll set us up for lots of sunshine this weekend. Just a slight chance for rain Saturday night.
All right, Hattie, thank you, and thanks for joining us, everyone. Stay well and have a wonderful weekend.